the Honorable Executive Mayor, Honorable Councillors, our traditional leaders, leaders of religious groups, business sector, social partners, nabantu base Buffalo City, molweni nonke. Kukho abantu ngesimpondo abandicunukisayo apha. And ndithunyiwe ke nguPremier andifuna ucunuka. Kodwa ke what is critical is that when South Africa was unified in 1910, after it was colonized from 1652 by those who were not coming from this continent. In 1910, when they unified South Africa, they unified it to exclusion of the aborigines of South Africa. Bayunite bodwa basishiya thina. Now, if they did not have fractured morality, when it was united in 1910, they would have united us too. We would have been part of government. We would have been better placed today. Now, we're only starting democracy in 1994. No one, therefore, can be the best teacher of democracy other than us. If you look at Palestine, what fascism has done in Palestine, they have destroyed Palestine. And the people of this country, South Africa, the black people of this country, they started from the same base as Palestine. And therefore, no one can be a pseudo-teacher and teach us about democracy. Now, into esibhizi yiyo siqwabulula amanyala nobuqeleku babo. They themselves created inequality and unemployment in this country. Because they colonized us for so many centuries. And today they stand up here as pseudo-teachers and try to educate us about democracy. And when we talk democracy, it did not come cheap. We died for democracy. And if we talk about Buffalo City Municipality, where we are today, we must not under-theorize the geopolitical status and structuring of this city. It's a rural metro. It's not like the city of Cape Town. A rural metro has its own peculiarities. It's different. It is not weak such that we are defeated by attending to people that are in an urban setting. If you look at Cape Town, those people are in an urban setting, different to Buffalo City. Weak leadership enjoys when people suffer because of their voting right, because there's weak morality, weak value system. In fact, it has never existed. There's no value system. And I'm saying Today, when we talk about democracy, we know what we benefited as the people of this country, especially black people. And I'm saying today, taking legislature to the people is not ceremonial. It is a reaffirmation of a sacred democratic principle that the people shall govern. That's what we said in 1955. We said the people shall govern. And if we look at Buffalo City and what Buffalo City has done, about 1.9 billion has been spent attending to the status of our people, black people. If you look at Mdantsane today, we're traveling on tarred streets because our government knows exactly what was done. All the human settlements, informal settlements that were placed into, we have had to put there in all of them ablution facilities because they put us deliberately without ablution facilities, and they come with pseudo-morality and tell us about democracy. Who are they to tell us about democracy? They've put us in Mount Coke in areas where there's no water. We must find water for ourselves. And when we try to deal with that backlog, we are hounded out and shouted down. And I'm saying we are the best teachers of our own democracy. In Jolomga village, we've augmented water supply. 40 million was spent by our government there, this municipality of Buffalo City. We've upgraded the Riston wastewater treatment works. 240 million was spent there, and our people are getting water. We've upgraded water supply to Mdingi and 31. All these are villages. People that are defeated only by city, by town, in a city. They are defeated, they can't do anything. And they want to lead this country. It's impossible.
2 minutes.
Construction of Eastern Beach sewer along the esplanade, 130 million was spent. And I am saying, all these funds have been spent to try and deal with colonialism and apartheid. And today, when we're celebrating democracy, we want to say, as this province, we've expanded access to education. We're close to 100% electrification, in fact, as the Eastern Cape. We've brought clean water to those forgotten villages. We've extended social protection to the most vulnerable. They want us to stop social grants because they're saying we are lazy. They want us to stop them because they say the ANC is encouraging people to be lazy. And I'm saying we are not going to stop it because that's where inequality starts. Inequality starts there. Our province has seen the growth of new infrastructure from roads, bridges, schools, hospitals, industries. We still acknowledge that our people, many of them, because of where they put us, all of us,
left in the dark for months. Stipends fall below the legal minimum wage, making the funding more legally risky. NPO managers and finance officers are not funded at all, leaving organizations without leadership capacity. No money is allowed for infrastructure maintenance, which is why facilities are collapsing around vulnerable people. Deputy Speaker, this department has forgotten its purpose. Our site visits expose the human cost of mismanagement. Ukombe social behavior change is unable to fill school appointments due to procurement delays. Senior citizens at Khayelitsha Service Center are not getting sufficient nutrition. The Zamani Training Center has not received financial increase since 1994, and Masizake CYCC has mounting municipal debt. Deputy Speaker, the DA demands immediate action. Provide proper officers within 30 days. No social workers should be working from a car, a parking lot, or their home. For the 1,093 vacant posts, this province cannot deliver services without social workers in the field. Provide vehicles now. Social workers cannot reach abused children and vulnerable families without transport. Provide trauma and psychological support for frontline staff, risk their lives daily. Counseling is not optional, it's a legal obligation. Fix stipends immediately. No auxiliary or childcare worker may be paid below the legal minimum wage. Fix NPO funding cycles. Stop delayed transfer that force programs to shut down and people to go hungry. The DA believes that non-profit organizations are the foundation of community-based service delivery, but the department considers them as administrative burdens rather than valuable partners. The successes we witness as CMR is London Child Protection Services reach over 2,700 children.
2 minutes.
And Masitete Therapy Services provided 10,748 therapy sessions in 2024. This demonstrates what is achievable when NPOs receive proper support. The Eastern Cape desperately needs more social development projects. Our oversight revealed increasing child protection caseload, insufficient subsidies for elderly care facilities, schools restricting access to social behavior change programs, the need to scale up support for gender-based violence programs. Disability services are at capacity with unfunded beneficiaries. The department must resolve these challenges, not just here, but across all districts of the province. Deputy Speaker, every day that this department fails to act, vulnerable people suffer. Every resolution contained in this report is a blueprint for transformation. The department has 30 days to respond. The DA will not accept excuses, delays, or limited responses. We will continue to remind the department why it exists. It must reduce poverty and inequality, protect children, empower women, youth, and persons with disabilities, and provide social welfare services that strengthen families and communities. That is its purpose. That is its mandate. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Evers. I now call upon the UTM, Honorable Kayla. Honorable Kayla, are you going to respond to my question, or should I allow you to proceed?
Chairperson.
You have 3 minutes, and your 3 minutes starts now.
Chairperson, we compliment the NPOs. They are doing a sterling work for the department. However, the UTM is concerned of their funding. We suggest that their funding must be increased. And we also have a concern regarding funding of some of the facilities. Like a facility like Khayelitsha Service Center, which was funded 126,000 to serve 32 elderly people, and it's serving 45 of them, and it is very highly underfunded. The nutrition funding of 3,360 per month is insufficient. Therefore, we request that to be increased. We're also concerned about the chronogram of the department, which is not filled. your own organogram MEC is not filled, and there's shortage of staff, about 98 social workers that are short, and 100 and some odd auxiliaries, 983 auxiliary social auxiliary staff. You cannot not be able to fill your own organogram. So please, are those posts funded? Why are they not filled? Then we are also concerned about the gas in the offices, the toxic gas in the offices. You spend over 4 million cleaning files, but those files are still not yet clean. The sooner that gas is sorted out, the better. Then we got a street kids center in Tanzania that was closed, which has got very good facilities. That was turned into offices. And as you can see, the higher rate of street kids and elderly people who need support, we urge you to reopen that facilities because it helps the poor people in Tanzania. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Kayla. Honorable Ngobo, your 3 minutes starts now. You must stop them, Honorable Ngobo. This thing will one day get you in trouble when you get home, I'm telling you.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, honorable members, the Umkhonto weSizwe Party rises to participate in this debate with deep concern and heavy heart following the finding of the Portfolio Committee on Social Development Oversight in Buffalo City Metro. What this report reveals, Honorable Speaker, is not merely a departmental weakness. It is a reflection of systematic governance collapse that has stripped our people of dignity, safety, and opportunity. Honorable Speaker, the Department of Social Development in Buffalo City is operating under conditions that can only be described as inhumane. Social workers, the very backbone of the community care, are forced to work from their cars and parking lots. Honorable Chair, Honorable Speaker, the department has 94 vacant social workers, boasts 983 unfilled auxiliary positions, and 16 unappointed supervisors, yet claim 85% target of achievement. What target, Honorable Speaker? Because you cannot measure success while our communities starve, our elderly are neglected, and our children live without protection. Honorable Speaker, the MK Party is alarmed that despite Section 195 of the Constitution, demanding efficient, transparent, and accountability, public administration, this department continues to mismanage over 58 million worth of partnership with NGOs, partnership that sustain the most vulnerable members of our society. Non-profit organizations, which should be partners in progress, are instead treated as beggars of the gates of the progress of bureaucracy, starved by funding delays, unrealistic compliance demands, and stipends below the legal minimum wage, in breach of Basic Condition of Employment Act number 75 of 1997. The MK Party further notes that reports shockingly reveal that many facilities, including centers for the elderly and youth, operate without proper sanitation, security of water supply. This is not only undermines services delivery, but also violates Section 27 of the Constitution, which guarantees the right of health and
Thank
social
you.
service.
Kosi Mkhonto.
Enkosi.
Kazuma, Kos. I now call upon Honorable Keleku, the African National Congress. Honorable Keleku, you have 14 minutes. Your 14 minutes starts now.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Acting Premier, Honorable members of the Executive Council, Honorable mayors present here, leadership of the African National Congress and the alliance partners, leadership of other political parties, traditional leaders, uluntu lonke lwase Buffalo City Municipality, molweni. Honorable Deputy Speaker, October is not just another month of our calendar. Yinyanga eqaqambisa ingxaki ezichaphazela abantu imihla le. Yinyanga yokuxhobisa ngesifo sokuphazamiseka kwengqondo, the mental health awareness, kunye nokuxhobisa ngomhlaza webele, the breast cancer awareness. These are two causes that speak to the heart of our humanity. Because, Honorable Speaker, behind every diagnosis, every mental health struggle is another mother, a brother, a colleague, or a neighbor, someone who could be sitting next to us. Honorable Speaker, ngoko isebe elilezophuhliso ngokusebenzisana nesebe lezempilo kufuneka libe phambili ekuphakamiseni olu lwazi, lunike inkxaso kwaye lubuyise ithemba kubantu bethu, ngakumbi abo bahlala kwizinga elisezantsi kwezentlalo. Honorable Deputy Speaker, October is also known as President Oliver Regional Tambo Month, a time when we honor the legacy of a great leader, a disciplined servant of our people. Yinyanga apho sikhumbula imigaqo owayemi kuyo, ubulungisa, ubunye, ubuntu, kunye nokukhonza abantu ngaphandle kokukhetha. Honorable Deputy Speaker, let's be honest, the Eastern Cape is a province of contrast. We are rich in culture, in spirit, in resilience, yet we remain the poorest in the material terms. More than 65% of our households depends on social grant just to make it through the month. Less than half earn an income from salaries. Our unemployment rate stands at 39.3, and when we count those who have given up searching, it climbs to nearly 50%. Sikwajamelene nokwanda kolwaphulomthetho, ubundlobongela ngokwesini, kunye nokukhulelwa kwabantwana abatsha ngakumbi ezilalini. Honorable Speaker, these are not just statistics. They are the stories of broken homes, of children robbed of childhood, of communities crying out for healing. And when 89% of learners depend on school nutrition programs, we are reminded that the fight against hunger is a fight for dignity. But Honorable Deputy Speaker, the story does not end here. Isebo lophuhliso loluntu liyaqhubeka nokusebenza nzima lisiza nenkxaso nethemba. Over 45% of South Africans are supported by grants, 13.2 million children and 4 million older persons. 1.8 billion of allocated to feed 1.5 million children. The revival of food gardens in schools and clinics. Inkqubo ye-Green Revolution iqeqesha amakhaya ayi-100,000 ngendlela yokulima enobulumko kwimozulu entsha kuba ukutya kubuyisa isidima ebantwini. Honorable Speaker, when the Portfolio Committee conducted oversight visits in Buffalo City Metro Municipality, we did not go there to tick boxes. We went there to listen, to observe, and to engage. We met with the NPOs, social workers, and local stakeholders and visited 14 facilities. What we saw was both inspiring and deeply concerning. We found that the infrastructure that is crumbling because of unresolved property ownership issues. The dedicated NPOs crippled by funding delays and bureaucratic red tape. Social workers, the backbone of social development, without the basic tool of trade. How do we then expect our social workers to serve the people when they don't even have the means to move around? How do we build strong communities when those who carry the burden of care are overstretched and under-resourced? Honorable Deputy Speaker, if we are truly to build a cohesive and empowered province, then our approach must be bold and practical. We need education, skills development, and economic exposure programs that equip our youth for the real world. Because when we empower a young person in Tanzania, in Daken village, and in Zwelitsha, sikhulisa sisaka isizukulwana sase PCM. And when we restore dignity to the vulnerable, we strengthen the soul of the province. Honorable Speaker, the mental health awareness must not end in October. The department must roll out youth mental wellness camps, anti-bullying drives, and community outreach programs that promote healing and resilience. Kufuneka siye ebantwini, Honorable Speaker, ezilalini kwiilokishi nakwindawo ezingakhuli size sibaxelele ukuba ababodwa urhulumente we-African National Congress uyababona kwaye uyakhathala. Despite the challenges of the African National Congress-led government remains unwavering its commitment to restore dignity, empower communities, and build a united Eastern Cape where no one is left behind. And so, Honorable Speaker, the ANC proudly supports the adoption of this report, not as a mere formality, but as a reaffirmation of our promise to the people of Buffalo City and beyond, that together, through shared responsibility and compassion, we will rebuild our communities, restore hope, and reignite the spirit of Ubuntu that defines who we are as South Africans. The African National Congress, Honorable Speaker, welcomes the adoption of this report. Ngozi.
Thank you very much, Honorable Keleku. I now call upon the MEC for Social Development. Honorable Fanda, you have 10 minutes and your 10 minutes starts now.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Premier Obambeleyo, MECs present here, members of Parliament, political leadership of Buffalo City, invited guests, abantu bonke base Buffalo City, abefundisi bethu, nenkosi zezalakwethu, ndithi bhotani. Honorable Deputy Speaker, as we draw this important debate to a close, we are reminded that democracy is not an event, it is a daily commitment to transparency, accountability, and active involvement of our people in the governance of their lives. The tabling of this DST report is on fund and projects in BCM, for a girl child, a uniform leyo, yabantwana abahlophileyo, yenziwa ngulo rhulumente ukhathalayo. This department, in an unqualified audit report, because in a leaders as a visionary, as accountable. Kuyamangalisa namhlanje kubekho abantu ababona ngathi le rhulumente le department iyadlalisa whilst feeding and is dealing with poorest of the poor. Namhlanje each and every household ikhona igrant engenayo. Umntana uyatya, umakhulu uyatya. This department, the autism schools, up and around, we've got 10 autism schools that are funded by this department. One Carol Detiot, beneficiaries are corners 8, were paying 44,358. Efundukwa's training center, 2,642, beneficiaries is 60, turned. It's a little bit a problem because abantu ababarehta imali yona sidingi khona kodwa ifuna wena mzali xa ubeleke umntana hamba uye kwa home affairs side sasilinkisha izibhedlele kunye ne home affairs so that ubeleke umntana uregisterishe ukwazi ukuphela kwenyanga ufumana igrant. Unfortunately abantu bethu abayenzi lonto. We want to appeal to our people, make sure that xa ugqiba ubeleka iya kwa home affairs umntana abe ne-birth certificate uzokwazi uba afumane igrant yakhe azokwazi angene esikolweni. Esikolweni sine-nutrition zimbini ngemini, 2 times meals a day. Yayingekho loo nto, sasiya ngeenkobe zethu. Kodwa lo rhulumente uyenzile yaba possible loo nto le uba umntana uyatya engena uyatya ephuma. Closure of offices, yes, it's a sensitive issue, but the indicator ukuthi ziyavulwa, idimbaza nemdantsane ziyavulwa. And that was a serious mistake yoba kube kwi-gas, and we cannot risk our officials ukuba zihlale. Kodwa ngoku we're busy with that. Zonke ezi offices kuthethwa ngazo zange kungasetyenzwa. There's alternative offices zakwa-SASSA that we're using. Our SASSA is our agency esisebenza nayo, siyasebenza pha. We thank God for NPOs zethu esinazo that are making sure that they are taking and helping government. We are paying 58,176,257 million for transfers for 120 NPOs in this province. I-NGO ezazikhona ke ngela xesha yayizezabo belungu bengasikhathalele thina kodwa namhlanje umama onombono uyakwazi uzenzela aqala into yakhe eyayinika urhulumente imali. These millions zeza abantu abafuna uqala into banikiwe. Siyafuna ke ukuthi the moral decay xa ndihlala phansi of our province, of our society, is worrisome. Because sinabantwana that are fatherless. xa ndihlala phantsi andikwazi uyishiya loo nto leyo kodwa abantwana benziwe ngootata akakho umntana onziwe ngedolo wonke umntana wenziwe ngutata kutheni abantwana bazaba yingxaki kaRamaphosa kodwa abanootata bebebenzile kutheni abantwana funeke bendliwe ngurhulumente benootata ingxaki esinayo ke ngootata who are not taking care of their kids kufuneke ngoku government angenelele and uyayenza ugovernment loo nto successfully sifuna ukuthi ke bootata le moral decay yenziwa nini ondlana abantwana benu noba ungaphakathi emtshatweni noba kakho akangomtshato kodwa take care and iqale kuthi zinkokheli loo nto siyafuna ukuthi ke as this department monitoring of NPOs siyayenza futhi we capacitate them and we want to encourage you to take an active role in ensuring transparency accountability in NPOs operating in your area siyafuna ukuthi xa uyazi but there's an NPO around corner
Thank you.
uyazi ukuba ikhona iabuse eyenzekayo ezimalini ring a bell.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable MEC.
Thank you very much.
Honorable members, Honorable Twabu, honorable members, I put the report. Any objections? Where is Honorable Konsi? Where? No, it's fine. It's fine. We will now come to the debate of the report of Portfolio Committee on Economic Development, Environmental Affairs and Tourism by honorable members. There's a councillor that has been sleeping ever since we have started the sitting today. I'm very worried, Honorable Speaker and Executive Mayor, if we have councillors that sleeps throughout the day whilst there is a lot of noise here. But it's fine. If Mrs. Pauline, Mrs. outing home, so maka substitute. I will now call upon Honorable Cowley. Honorable Cowley, you have 9 minutes, and your 9 minutes starts now.
Thanks ever so much,
The
Honourable
fishwife.
Deputy Speaker, honourable members, members of the House and people of the Eastern Cape. Honourable Deputy Speaker, we can no longer hide the facts. This province is bleeding. Businesses are closing, investors are leaving, young people are sitting at home with no jobs and no future. The choice is stark: stay and starve, or leave on the off chance that things are better elsewhere. This is the choice that the ANC and its policies have left the people of this province. It is a broken province. Today must be the turning point. Our province, and particularly our youth, are being held hostage by economic failure, corruption, and administrative collapse. The Eastern Cape should be an engine of opportunity, rich in potential and human talent. Instead, it has become a graveyard of failed projects, abandoned factories, broken promises, and stolen hope. The oversight report is clear. Economic development in this province is not working. It is trapped in bureaucracy, smothered by corruption, and crippled by incompetence. The Department of Economic Development, Environment Affairs and Tourism and its entities are failing to deliver on even the most basic of their mandates. We visited projects across Buffalo City, and what we found was quite alarming. At Dimbaza Industrial Park, we saw factories operating under siege. Crime, vandalism, and lawlessness threaten businesses daily. Water outages disrupt production. Electricity interruptions damage machinery. Investors are scared away and workers lose jobs. This is not development. This is economic suicide. Power Manufacturing, one of the largest employers in the region, has to spend 1.5 million rand a year just to protect their operations from disruptions and criminals. That is money that should be going into wages, production, and growth, not fences, guards, and private patrols. While we talk about the catastrophic fallout that will impact East London when Mercedes-Benz South Africa closes, not a word is said about the impact on Dimbaza if power were to close. Honourable Deputy Speaker, this government departments in this province do not even use the SABS approved products manufactured by Power, a company outside Dimbaza. This is an absolute disgrace. Government has failed to provide even the most basic enabling environment for industry. The Auto Dynasty case is another example. Supported by ECDC to the tune of 1 million rand, the project delivered only 4 permanent jobs. Where is the economic multiplier? Where is the return on public investment? When taxpayer money is used, results must follow. Let's talk about the tax house that purports to operate a nationally recognized accounting and tax advisory franchise, which is now hoping to expand by providing payday grocery delivery services. They are running before they can walk. It's a sad day when we as a committee have to recommend strengthening internal financial management to an accounting franchise. Once again, the department's loyalties are misplaced. We must support responsible financial practice, not word salads. Meanwhile, youth unemployment remains catastrophic in this province. In the Eastern Cape, as per latest available exec reports, our youth unemployment stands at 53% for those aged 15 to 34. And you can say what you like about the Western Cape, but in the DA-led Western Cape, your children are there working because there is where they find the jobs. More than half an entire generation is locked out of the economy in this province. And what does government offer them? Speeches, slogans, history lessons, and empty promises. They don't want slogans, they want jobs. They want opportunity. They want a future. In the gambling sector, we saw the same pattern. Weak enforcement, fragmented oversight, rising illegal gambling, and no protection for vulnerable communities. Enforcement in this sector has failed. The Eastern Cape Development Corporation should be a champion of enterprise growth. It should finance small business, support black industrialists, and unlock investment. Instead, it is now the center of a governance scandal that exposes the deep rot in this administration. Its CEO, Ayanda Wakaba, was dismissed following serious findings of financial mismanagement and deviations from the official framework governing a 100 million economic development fund. Findings he is now contesting in an ongoing labour dispute. We will get to the bottom of it eventually. An independent investigation by GB Inc. attorneys confirmed that the ECDC leadership unilaterally rewrote the National Treasury framework without disclosure to the board or alignment with DDEET. This is not a technical oversight. This is a collapse of governance and accountability inside a public institution trusted with development finance. Where was the board of directors in all of this mess? The arrogance of this government is exceeded only by its wholesale inability to perform even the most basic oversight functions. Let's be clear, the victims of this maladministration are not politicians. It's the young woman in Mdansane who used an ECDC grant to buy equipment. It's the township mechanic from Duncan Village who hired 2 assistants. It's the restaurant owner in Quigney who expanded her small business and now employs 15 people. These are REL beneficiaries who now face the very real possibility of frozen payments, clawbacks, and even demands to repay funds because the funding didn't follow the correct procedure. That is not just financial misconduct, it's an economic crime. Let us just summarize the findings. Industrial parks are collapsing due to crime, aging infrastructure, and chronic neglect. Local procurement is being ignored, with millions leaving the province instead of supporting local Eastern Cape manufacturers. DDEAT entities operate in silos, wasting resources and duplicating programs. Non-financial support is invisible. Most entrepreneurs don't know it exists. But the DA has a plan. We come here with the plan always. We like to expose failure, but we come with a plan. It's not too late. Create a provincial economic war room to unlock investment blockages, cut red tape, drive job creation through public-private partnerships. 2, secure industrial zones with dedicated safety corridors, SAPS partnerships, and integrated security technology. 3, fast-track electricity reform, enabling private power generation industrial areas to reduce reliance on Eskom. 4, localize procurement. Government must buy locally to support local jobs. 5, launch a youth enterprise acceleration fund to support startups with real potential, linked to skills, mentorship, and market access. And 6, clean up governance. Every entity CEO must sign performance contracts and face removal when they fail. No more golden handshakes. Honourable Deputy Speaker, history will ask us, when the economy was collapsing and young people lost hope, what did we do? We want to say we chose dignity, we chose jobs, and we chose opportunity. It's time to rebuild. It's time to reform. It's time to get South Africa working again.
I choose you. Thank you. I call upon Honorable Mngocho. Honorable Mngocho, you have 3 minutes.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Greetings to you. Greetings to the acting Premier. I must observe also the already established protocol. The committee has managed to visit some businesses and observed a number of findings in the process of oversight. Findings related to financial constraints in fulfilling the plans, poor management of businesses, concerns on barriers that are still obstacles and affected the previously disadvantaged people to progress on business development, also for them to access markets. We have again established that some of the businesses are privately owned and they set their own standards in terms of business operations. Our communities are still disadvantaged, whilst we are majority in power. The economy is still under the control of the elite, and our likes and dislikes are still misinterpreted because of the absence of willingness to execute the power on economic control. The powers vested to our democratic state in implementing changes after we defeated colonization and apartheid has fallen into weak hands that are still reluctant to fast-track the change economically for our people to be beneficiaries of the process. The current state is still failing to build a better economy based on the vested powers. Please note that the population in the area of Buffalo City is increasing, but there are no plans on how to create a better environment, on strengthening the economy to address the challenges. The programs of reconstruction and development program collapsed, and Iskalo Youth Fund and other related programs have no impact in changing people's lives. We note with concern that sometimes the resources that were supposed to be accessed and utilized for the benefit of our people are mismanaged. As a result, whenever funds are required to finance the programs, we are told of financial constraints. The response of financial constraints, whilst people are given responsibilities, signals the absence of proper planning and commitment to provide a better environment. UDM has got these suggestions. That the economic development plans for the municipality and the province needs to be well coordinated and programs be integrated.
Thank you. I think it's only one plan that could fit on that time of yours. Thank you very much. Thank you. You must submit other plans to Honorable Peters. Honorable Bubu,
Sekela Somlomo.
you have 3 minutes.
Angena sibali ndisibulisele kuwe Sekela Somlomo ku premier obambeleyo wephondo dibulise kubantu bonke abakhona apha ngaphakathi ngegama elikhulu likaQamatha kaQayi njenge Patriotic Alliance ke siye sayiphonononga ingxelo yekomiti yemicimbi yezophuhliso kwezoqoqosho imicimbi yokusingqongileyo kunye nokhenketho nangona sivuma inzame zekomiti asikwazi ukuzibamba ngaphandle kokuphela izikhewu ezicacileyo kunye nokusilela kwengxelo. The project visited by the committee, including the Eastern Cape Gambling Board, Hollywood Bets and Bingo Royal, reveal and disturbing trends of non-compliance, inefficiency and lack of accountability. The committee's findings and recommendations are demanding indictment of the department failure to effectively implement its mandate. We note with concern the challenges faced by the small business and entrepreneurs in accessing funding, markets and opportunities. The ECDC's support for enterprises across various sectors is commendable, but the impact on job creation and economic growth is woeful inadequate. The report highlights the struggle of power manufacturing and significant employer in the region due to infrastructure decay, energy supply challenges, and unfair procurement practice. We question the department's lack of urgency and address these issues and ensuring the sustainability of critical industry. Furthermore, non-automotive manufacturing cluster progress undermined by infrastructure development challenges, limited access to export markets and inadequate support for SMMEs. We demand more concrete action to address these challenges and unlock the potential of this sector. Sitanile kodwa asothuswa kunqongophalo kweziphumo ezibambekayo kunye nongenelelo olunentsingiselo kwingxelo. Siza kuqhubeka nokulandelela isebe ngokusilela kwalo kwaye simela imigaqo nkqubo neenkqubo ezixhasa ngokwenene kuphuhliso.
Sorry, Honorable. Oh, thank you for your time is up.
Inkosi.
We do not usually make noise in sittings of this nature. we are not expecting any noise moving forward, especially a noise that sought to disrespect a member whilst he or she is speaking. Will not accept that from a member, from a councillor, and from an invited guest, especially from, or maybe let me leave it there, but we will not accept any form of noise or disruption, especially a deliberate one. That's not how we conduct ourselves. We have given a clear directive to councillors to nominate people who are disciplined, and they have done so. So we are not expecting the kind of behavior that was displayed here while Honorable Buya was speaking. Thank you. I will now call upon Honorable Ngobo from the MKP. Honorable Ngobo, you have 3 minutes.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, honorable members, greetings to you. Umkhonto weSizwe Party rises in this debate with a profound sense of duty to speak truth to power, to speak not on behalf of statistics or developmental reports, but on behalf of the struggling people of Buffalo City, who live every day under the weight of government failures, broken promises, and collapsing infrastructure. Honorable Speaker, this taking Legislature to the People report on economic development in Buffalo City exposes not only weaknesses in implementation, but it reveals provincial government that has become indifferent to the suffering of its people. It is deeply disturbing that in 2025, a metro that is a home to key industrial assets from the East London ITZ to Dimbaza, Fort Jackson, and Berlin is falling to sustain even the most basic condition for business operation. Factories that once bustled with life now stand still and silent. Entrepreneurs who once had hope now face constant water interruptions, poor cuts, vandalism, and crime, with little or no intervention from municipal leaders. Honorable Speaker, during oversight visit, the committee observed that companies such as Power Manufacturing and Auto Dynasty are forced to navigate daily operation crisis, not because of market failure, but because of government inefficiency. Businesses lose because of government inefficiency, production hours due to unreliable water supply, poor water waste management, and infrastructure decay. This is not a reflection of a growing economy. It is a portrait of economic decay. The East London Harbour, which should serve as a strategic export gateway for our province, is being neglected, while more efficient routes in Durban and Gqeberha capture opportunities that should benefit our people in our province. Even West industrial parks such as Dimbaza, once the pride of the Eastern Cape manufacturing base, have been reduced to a zone of abandonment. Honorable Speaker, the MK Party reject the notion that failures are inevitable. They are not. They are the result of poor planning, weak coordination, and a lack of political will. Honorable Speaker, the situation demands urgent and courageous action. The MK Party calls for following a comprehensive industrial recovery plan for
Thank you.
BCM.
Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Don't you want to, your last words? Thank you very much. I now call upon Honorable Vimbayo from the African National Congress. Honorable Vimbayo, you have 14 minutes and your 14 minutes starts now.
Sekela somlomo, sekela somlomo, obambeleyo unkulumbuso, isabhokwe, nawo onke amalungu endlovu somthetho, usodolophu nosomlomo ne-councillors zase-BCM, inkokheli zenkolo, neenkokheli zokuhlala inkosi zethu, ndivumele somlomo ndibulise ngalemva kwemini kubantu base-Buffalo City. Ndima apha somlomo ndizobinza kule ngxoxo yoqoqosho egameni le-African National Congress. Ndisithi inene kufanelekile sibe lapha e-BCM namhlanje okanye leveki. The beating coastal and industrial heart of our province and a growing symbol of a people-centered economy in motion. Sekela somlomo, sidibana apha ngenyanga katata Oliver Tambo, whose values of humility, service, and discipline continue to guide our movement. President O.R. Tambo taught us that unity and economic justice are the bedrock of our freedom. His call for an inclusive, people-driven economy remains as urgent as today it was in the darkest years of our struggle. Kodwa somlomo masingathuli imali xa siza kwenza le ngxoxo singakhange sithi aba bantu balapha kweli cala lasekunene kum uba sibamamele xa bexoxayo nothi bonke bakhona abamane bethetha ngo-previously disadvantaged, bakhona nabangamsebenzisiyo nokumsebenzisa because indeed abayazi bayithetha ukuthini loo nto. Futhi siyababukela ngoku banyuse amazwi bethetha ngokungathi bakhathalele abantu, to an extent xa uchief whip esiza netopic emayiqoqwe baza nezabo ii-topics abacinga into yobana zii-topics ebekufanele uba ziqoqelwe abantu. Ngaxeshanye sithetha ngoku basecourt balwa ne-triple BEE because abayazi bona uba ithetha ukuthini into yabantu aba-previously disadvantaged. Abaqali ke kuyo i-triple BEE le bayise ecourt phantse yonke imithetho ethetha kwizinto ezincedisana nokukhululeka kwabantu banengxaki nalo mithetho, kuquka oobhela no-expropriation neminye besisihla sisenyuka apha beyiphikisa. Ne-NHI nayo abayifuni kuba ithetha kubantu abadingayo nabantu abangenanto. The ANC-led government thereof therefore continues to drive a decisive program of reconstruction and development, one that transforms our economy from colonial structure of exclusion to a democratic economy of shared prosperity. To demonstrate this progress for the first time in years, South Africa has experienced over 150 consecutive days without load shedding, a testament on the progress of the energy action plan under the ANC-led government. And recently, the cabinet approved the integrated resource plan, which provides a clear direction to energy security. It is also appreciated that I debated during taking legislature to the province, which is not merely a ceremonial event, but a practical expression of participatory democracy, ensuring that the voices of the people directly shape the oversight and policy work of the legislature. Deputy Speaker, as the ANC, we're the first to admit that the major problem we are confronted with here in Buffalo City and broadly in the Eastern Cape is unemployment. And that is why the government of the ANC is prioritizing job creation and economic growth. Signs are there that we are turning the corner and data supports the progress for example, in 2024, the Eastern Cape province achieved an annual growth rate of 0.82%, which is slightly higher growth rate than the South Africa as a whole, where the 2024 GDP growth rate was 0.53. The provincial economy expanded in the second quarter of 2025, which 8 industries recording growth. The largest increases were recorded in the mining, up by 4.5%, agriculture up by 2.7%, manufacturing up by 1.9%, and trade up by 1.9%. Industries government service sector expanded by 0.6% in 2025 quarter 2. The labor force increased by 6.9 to 2.5 million. The provincial registered positive employment growth, with the number of employed increasing by 6.5 to 1.5 million. Somlomo, apha eBuffalo City lesi kuyo, Buffalo City contributes 21.2% in the Eastern Cape GDP and nearly to 2% to South African total economy. It is home to the East London Industrial Development Zone, the Port of East London, and a network of SMMEs innovations and black industrialists that form the backbone of our provincial growth strategy. Our oversight work, Deputy Speaker, confirmed that Buffalo City is indeed a city at work where economic infrastructure, industrial diversification, and innovation are driving new opportunities for our people. The 2025 State of the Province address by Premier Lubabalo Oscar Mabuyane correctly located Buffalo City as a growth pole for the ocean economy, automotive value chain, and digital innovation. The committee's finding during the pre-visit oversight in preparation for the TLTP confirmed tangible progress in these areas. Somlomo, Sekela Somlomo, izolo oku eliphondo lalapha eMpuma Koloni phaya kulamhlaba waseGqeberha belibambe ungqikela yomsitho weCountry apho bekuxoxwa ngeimotive sector where izicwangciso neziphakamiso zephondo bezinxalenye yezangxoxo. Siyafuna ke ukutsho ukuthi siyabulela kuRhulumente kwi-executive ekhokhelwa nguPremier ngokuza nezo ngxoxo closer to home so that yaziwe ipotentially yeliphondo lalapha eMpuma Kapa besikhona singamangqina. The automotive sector remains the cornerstone of Buffalo City's industrial base. The East London IDZ, anchored by Mercedes-Benz South Africa, continues to drive global competitiveness through local content manufacturing, supplier development, and export production. We must, however, acknowledge the headwinds global trade tensions, particularly the recent 30% US tariff on vehicle imports, have disrupted export volumes. Mercedes-Benz South Africa plant output dropped from 100,000 to 54,000 units, impacting local suppliers and workers. The ANC-led provincial government, through DDIT, the DTIC, and the East London IDZ, must be commended for actively intervening to sustain and diversify this sector. Programs are underway to develop non-automotive manufacturing cluster focusing on packaging, pharmaceuticals, agro-processing, and logistics, reducing over-reliance on a single industry. The East London IDZ hosts over 40 active investors, 90% of whom are export-orientated. The establishment of renewable energy partnerships, including Tabo Zuko Green Energy Project, is a bold step towards lowering production costs, improving energy security, and driving a just energy transition within the industrial zone. So zuba vele ithetha aba bangasekunene. Ocean economy. Bebenza babesekhohlo ikhohlo lelethu. Buffalo City strategic coastal positions offers enormous potential into bangibandi basekunene ikhohlo lelethu man. Through the ocean economy, the port of East London remains underutilized despite its unique capacity to handle roll control of cargo and maritime repair services. The logistic network and investment to upgrade the harbour is a matter of urgency for the export-oriented growth, and we must maximize the natural advantage. Sinoxanduva thina singurhulumente. The pronouncement by the Premier during 2025 SOPA that the Gauteng Eastern Cape High Capacity Rail Corridor has now received budget allocations towards realizing the dedicated rail corridor for automotive volumes between Gauteng and the Eastern Cape will further boost economic prosperity for the region and will further enhance our export capacity and reduce reliance. The ANC commends the process in expanding the boat building, ship repair and maritime services sector with initiatives linked to Operation Pakisa Oceans Economy. However, challenges remain in port management, dredging capacity and coordination between Transnet, the municipality and DDIT. The ANC policy direction is clear. The Eastern Cape must become a maritime and logistic hub. We therefore urge the department and public entities to fast-track the establishment of a marine industrial park and fishing cooperative incubators, particularly for coastal communities from Duncan Village to Kwelecha, ensuring that our people benefit directly from the blue economy. Sekela somlomo, urhulumente xa sithetha nge-township and rural economy, uyaqhubekeka ukuqinisekisa ukubana bayabandakanyeka ngokuthi abeke iziseko zokuba babe yinxalenye yokukhuliswa koqoqosho. Kuba siyayazi somlomo ezilokishini phaya zigcwele isaloons, bagcwele abantu abalungisa imoto, bagcwele abantu abazenzela izinto ngezandla zabo. Kodwa somlomo siyafuna ukutsho ukubana iseyingxaki into yobana bafakelelwe kuqoqosho lwelizwe nokuba bancediswe ekuqinisekiseni xa befuna inkxaso bayayifumana ngokufanelekileyo, kungenelelwe apho balekisha khona kuba izakhono banazo. Ebeseletshilo ke umphathiswa ukuba bayancedisa kwelo cala kuba zizindululo ezo zekomiti maxesha onke xa yenze utyelelo kula mashishini mancinci. As the ANC will remain clear that economic freedom will be meaningless unless it reaches the township entrepreneur, the rural farmer, and the informal trader. I-infrastructure CTC African National Congress ayiyo zindlela nazibridges nje, koko kukuqinisekisa nokwenza ukubana ukuvelisa nokutyala imali nokuhamba kwezo zinto ziveliswayo kuyenzeka. The ANC infrastructure-led recovery approach is visible in the 17 billion provincial infrastructure plan, which includes catalytic projects in housing, water, digital broadband, and energy. Uba sithetha nge-BCM, enye yezinto encedisa uqoqosho kuba nokungafiki ngexesha emsebenzini utya imali, but xa utshekisha i-brain brag nendlela encedisa ngayo ekuqinisekiseni uba abantu bafika ngexesha kwindawo abafanele bakuzo nangaphambili, iyabonakala. Loo nto ayenzeki kwenye indawo, yenzeka apha eBuffalo City. Umuntu ebefanele uba ufika ngo-8 emsebenzini akane-excuse ye-traffic.
Thank you.
Okokugqibela somlomo.
Thank you.
Siyangqinelana nekomiti ukubana ezi zindululo ibizenza apha kuzo zonke ezi project ibizivizithele.
Yes.
Masiqinisekise ukuba zikhona ukusebenza ngokudibeneyo kwamaseko ancedisa ezi
Thank you.
project kuquka nomasipala abalulekile.
Thank you very much, Honorable Vimbayo. I will now call upon the MEC Honorable Peters, hayi uzilitheko lakho ntombi. Uyazityela namhlanje. Honorable Peters, you have 14 minutes and it starts now.
Ndithi noba ndiyabhatalwa kuthethwa le namhlanje. Good afternoon again, Honorable Deputy Speakers, the Speaker that is sitting there, and all the honorable members, community members, leaders from Buffalo City. Manqale kule noko ndiniyeke nini. Deputy Speaker, as the class of 2025 commences its matric exams, to them we wish to say, ixesha lokuvuna lifikile, ixesha lokudliwa kweziqhamo, nokudla ubuncwane bomsebenzi wonyaka lifikile. Siboniseni ke izintyatyambo namaqhawe ezwe lethu ukuba ebekunkcenkceshelwa ngabefundisi ntsapho unyaka wonke, amanzi angenile, ondela, ngoku kwethu kukunambitha iziqhamo. As you commence, we also wish to say, uba desist the pens down, parties. You have a whole future waiting for you ahead. So our alcohol can wait. Your future matters. Deputy Speaker, it is with deep depreciation and humility that I rise to welcome the findings of the Portfolio Committee on Economic
Honorable
Development.
MEC, sorry man, I made a mistake. You have 10 minutes actually, not 12.
Bengekho nala 4 minutes ke ndigqitha apha kwabasecaleni kwam.
Yeah, no, I was plotted as well. You may proceed.
Intle laa nto
We'll
ndiyibona phaa.
work on what you have on the screen, but subtracting that for.
Yeah, Moniso Maki. Portfolio Committee on Economic Development, Environmental Affairs and Tourism, following its oversight visits in one of the economic hubs of the Eastern Cape, Buffalo City, the home of the East London Industrial Development Zone. Imali karhulumente iyalandelelwa. Ngoba zirhafu zabantu baseMzantsi Afrika isiXhosa ke sithi indaba yotyelwa ikhuli kungoko ikomiti yehamba yozibonela. Oversight is not an act of confrontation, it is an act of care. It is democracy at work. It is how we ensure that government remains both accountable and responsive to the needs of our people. It is the oversight of work performed, its outputs and impact that gives us a measure of whether we are heading on the right direction or not, and not listen to the prophets of doom. As we implement that we undertook to implement in this house, we are like students writing exams, and upon finishing, we hand over our scripts to be marked so that we are able to rectify where we were and also can call for help where necessary. Thank you for our script markers led by Honorable Khune. The Portfolio Committee for yours is not to break, not destroy us, but rather to ensure that we do better. This report is part of that change, a mirror to reflect on what we have achieved and what requires rectification. Deputy Honorable Speaker, as the Portfolio Committee undertook its oversight visit, it witnessed some projects which are a real innovation and pride of this province. Such projects include, but not limited to 100% women-owned Elahleni Food and Braai and Zimele Kumkani, showcasing our undertaking in women empowerment. In addition, we also urge departments, including entities, especially those who not only use protective clothing, but also use uniform, to visit IPOA at Timbaza and also buy, as I've said here in the morning, lo rhulumente ukhokhelwa African National Congress wenze i-framework 60% Department of Health, 60% of goods and services must be sourced from the province. So sinazo PPEs, sinazo zazinto, now public works. Despite challenges that the committee witnessed during their visit, as the case in point with the Timbaza Industrial Park, which remains plagued with crime, aging stock, infrastructure, vandalism, and poor services, which will undermine investor confidence. However, they were confirmed that wona umsebenzi uyenzeka, a commitment which we intend to uphold as the department. Mhlambe mandiyilungise nalento ithi 1994, the government led by President Mandela never chased companies from South Africa. Companies that left South Africa left because they were told by their brothers, abangap, ukuba xa kuzawuphatha umuntu omnyama kuzaba wrong, and they left. And now we are resuscitating Dimbaza and all other industrial parks. As the DID group, we acknowledge that not all is smooth, some are historic, kodwa scholars is slingen. When we fought the apartheid and we said we want the people to govern, and at the core we said we want government of the people, by the people, for the people, we meant exactly that. It meant including and integrating people into government programs, irrespective of where they reside. Where we are found not doing enough in this regard, we will work on improving that deficiency. Our department decided to work trying to ensure that we contribute to the much needed energy in this country. This is because we are alive to the realities of our current and future investment that require energy, and we dare allow opportunities to slip through the cracks due to energy challenges. We know that there are challenges, but we are up to task. It is a fact that annually we are walking to a reality of a shrinking government fiscus, whilst on the other hand, inflation and global geopolitical arena continues to present challenges that contribute to the uncertain economic growth. This necessitated deliberate intent to lure private sector. That's why this government of the Eastern Cape, led by the Premier, is busy getting investors to come and invest in the Eastern Cape. We also urge municipalities to heed to the call and level the playing field for investors, because investors invest in a ward, in a municipality. That's why we're working with municipalities to make sure that municipalities, they make electricity available, water, and make sure that roads ziyakwazi ukuhambeka for abatyali zimali. Ukuze uqoqosho lweMpuma Kapa lukhule, sonke siyadingeka, nabagxeki bayadingeka ukuze sikwazi ukukhulisa oluqoqosho lwalapha eMpuma Kapa. Andinawuhlala phansi ndingakhange ndikhe ndiyilungise le nto imane ithethwa apha. Although it's not a bubble debate, the issue of the CEO of ECDC, the CEO is appointed by the board, and the board takes a decision whether to fire or not to fire the CEO of the ECDC. But in that report, there was no squandering of funds or mismanagement of funds. So masingaphuma apha sithetha into engeyiyo and say that there was mismanagement of funds. This department is a clean audit with entities as 6. Out of the 6 entities, 4 entities in a clean audit, and the 2 entities in an unqualified audit opinion. And also, as I've said in the morning, as I disclaim that a minister is leading a delegation, AIAUS, because South Africa is all, as much
2 minutes.
as they're discussing with US, but they are also looking at diversifying and looking at other markets other than the US. And as the Eastern Cape, we have taken a decision that also we need to diversify our economy, and our economy depends on automotive industry elawulwa kwenye indawo. And xa ndizawuhlala phansi, it's rich for MK Party to say that they speak truth to power as if they know what truth means. And I want to say, Chair, since 2014 to 2024, up at Buffalo City, 13 projects as located up at Buffalo City benefited from LRED to an amount of 29,703,344,033 cents. Up at Buffalo City, not kwenye indawo. Dizothi ke ngoku. There's money for those who are in the automotive industry, blended finance under EDF, that is 15 million. Lastly, We have a maths and science program in Kucha and East London ITZ. Abantwana bakhange bakwazi uyipasa maths, pure maths. I'm not talking about maths lit as we Western Cape is khayisa kodwa abantwana bamnyama bafundiswa maths lit, abafundiswa pure maths because the economy needs mathematics, pure mathematics, not maths lit. And all those who did not pass in maths, sine programs and ibango 100% because we know as the Eastern Cape that the economy needs.
Thank you.
Kuni,
Thank you.
date for bus as lankal verby.
Thank you very much. Baya danki. Honorable members, I put the report. Any objections? Any objections? Thank you very much, honorable members. Thank you very much to the councillors of Buffalo City. One thing that I forgot to mention, of which I think the speaker also forgot to mention, was that you look beautiful. All councillors of Buffalo City, they look so beautiful. And they are so well behaved. Honorable members, all the reports have been dealt with, which were to be dealt with today. And that then concludes the business of the day. The House will adjourn until tomorrow, the 22nd of October 2025, at 10 o'clock. We must be seated. We are left, tomorrow we'll be dealing with reports from human settlements as well as COCTA. So today's House stands adjourned.